Hello, welcome to week 13 of the Premier League. I'm Tricky and this is Offside and On Tap. I'm back riding solo after a short-term loan of brother-in-law Robbo last week. Ultimately, the transfer fee and the wage demands were just too high, so I couldn't get him back on this week. So I'm riding solo. It's just tricky. A little bit of feedback for Robbo. A couple of people today, in fact. Not happy. Not enough knowledge from Robbo, not enough to give back to me. So one person this morning, unnamed subscriber, said, "You're not getting Robbo back on today, are you?" And I said, "Lucky for you, son, I'm not." So sorry Robbo, but it is a short-term stay on the channel. But don't worry, I'm sure inevitably there's going to be a Stick to Darts YouTube channel, and you'll be on it, mate. I'm sure of that, because you know a lot more about darts than you do football. So sorry about that, mate. Hope you're all well. This is Offside and On Tap, so of course it's time to introduce the beer of the week. A little bit of a last minute decision this week, actually. Run out of a few ideas of what to go for, so I've gone with one of my current favourites, Old Speckled Hen, which is that's lovely. It's a pale ale, 4.8% pale ale. This was actually made, I found this out today, just googled it because I didn't actually know. It was to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the MG car factory. How random is that? Made by Green King, brewed by Green King. First time I came across this actually was through next door neighbour, through this wall here. Byron, the best neighbours you could ever wish for, so nice. I helped him do something with his car a couple of years back. I had an issue with his car, and I had a loan car. I had to send pictures to the insurance company to prove that he hadn't damaged it, wasn't going to damage it, current condition, and didn't know where to start. So popped myself round on a freezing cold day, took some pictures with him, helped him do that. Bought me some of these to say thank you. Bought me a couple of these beers, and I've not looked back since. Absolutely lovely. Very different to your usual sort of ales. Nothing I've had is similar to this. I was really surprised. It was a really nice gesture as well. So cheers to Byron. I'm going to have a little sip. I haven't actually tried this on draft too much yet, so maybe nice on the draft as well as the bottle. So this week, Old Speckled Hen is the choice. Right, game week 12 results then. Let's run through. So obviously Robbo was with me last week. Robbo, 5 points, 5 results, but 0 correct scores. Regular commenter, Righty, thank you, mate. 7 points for you, Righty. 5 correct results, 1 correct score being the Brighton versus Brentford game, which finished 2-1 to Brighton. It was nearly 2-2. Brentford missed the penalty at the end, cost me some fancy football team points. Thanks for that. But I came out top for the week with 8 points. So steady week for me. 6 correct results, 1 correct score, that being Wolves versus Crystal Palace. Of course, Palace won 2-0. This predictions channel, it just proves how difficult it is to try and win the Super 6 on the Sky app. It really is tough. People do win it. You've just got to be a lucky and jammy sod, haven't you? You really have. I like to think I'm pretty decent at picking out the odd score, but it's so hard. So people that have done that, you've just got jammy basically, haven't you? It's like winning the lottery in a sense, but not quite as many millions. So I win the game week 12 and thankfully beat Robbo's score. Otherwise, he might have been taken over the channel, knowing him. Talking points from the week in terms of the games themselves. So Arsenal had quite a few players missing. Gabriel, Gyökeres, Havertz still out, obviously long term. Jesus didn't need him. They had Eze, Super Eze, hat-trick hero. You just saw the look in his eye when he's done the deed. He looks like a schoolboy lost in a dream. Loving the moment, loving to see. He looks like a really nice lad as well. Be brave to bet against him now, wouldn't you? 6 point gap, and no one's ever not won the title after 12 games with a 6 point gap or more. Spoiler. Sketchy 2 win. For Newcastle against Manchester City. I'll go into that a little bit, but did get the win, and we need that win. Didn't we need that win after a shocking run of results? With a little bit of a confidence boost for Newcastle. Nottingham Forest chopped down Liverpool at Anfield. It's the joint biggest defeat in the Premier League for Liverpool. Coming to Nottingham Forest, I did predict a 1-1 draw. I didn't see Liverpool winning the game ultimately, but I didn't see 3-0 coming to Nottingham Forest. I don't think anyone did. Anyone who's bet for that is just bonkers, personally, despite Liverpool's way of playing recently. Big reset needed at Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk's team talk didn't have much effect, did it? A couple of weeks back, it's not really done much for them. And then Monday Night Football, Everton versus Man United. Well, that was drama, wasn't it? Absolute drama. 10 men. Outstaged Man United with 10 men. And yeah, they slapped the Red Devils 1,000 times harder than Gay actually slapped Michael Keane, ironically, with that result. It was a well-deserved 1-0 win. So well done to Everton. And Man United, woes again. Right, let's get into it. Game week 13 predictions. So game 1, I'm going for Manchester City versus Leeds United, Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. As I said before just now, Manchester City, I felt they're probably really hard done by some of the decisions in the game. The first couple that spring to mind is Fabian Schär. He's got forward for a bad tackle, and for me, I think he got away with one there on Foden in the box. Foden gets his shot away, but as he's just got the shot away, he's definitely clipped him, and it's in the box. And I think if it's at Manchester City's ground, I think it goes the other way. I really do. And yeah, I think it's a shocker, really. I really do. I hate to say that, but and the other one, other than the penalty shout, is the second goal for Newcastle. I'm sat here with the missus watching the game, and I'm saying I've cheered the goal. I've gone up and really smashed my glasses on my face because I'm that happy we've scored. Which again, ultimately you shouldn't do because VAR ruins everything. But watch the replay. I'm thinking, well, Bruno's foot in the build-up is miles offside. He's well ahead of. I think it was Diaz who played him on, or didn't play him on as it comes, but did. And yeah, I thought there's no way this is a goal, and it's given after 4 or 5 minutes deliberation again. Absolutely stunned by it, but take it when we can, because I'm sure there'll be other instances this season where it goes against us. But yeah, I think Manchester City really hard done by there a couple of times, but they did also create their own downfall with a couple of glaring misses in the first half. Foden and Haaland had one each, didn't they? You would have backed them 9 out of 10 times to score from where they were, but they didn't. Having looked good in the main part of the season, Man City, they have lost a third of the games in the Premier League already, 4 out of 12, so yeah, they're not quite back, are they? They're not quite back. And despite what I said about Robbo and his knowledge before, he's sort of right. If Haaland isn't on his game, then they do struggle. They do struggle to create and do much. He missed that couple of chances, and it's not worked out for him. Disappointed with Doku, Foden, Cherky. They had a lot of the ball, but unable to beat the high press of Newcastle. Newcastle did the job on them, pressing high at the pitch, stopping them coming forward. As for Leeds, put up a valiant effort against Aston Villa, didn't they, at home again, but having been 1-0 up, couldn't see it through. Morgan Rogers, who is hammering on the door to get the starting number 10 role for England, away from the likes of Bellingham, Foden, Palmer. His free kick was fantastic. It reminded me of a closer Ronaldo goal against Portsmouth. Remember that one from years ago, if you're old enough. It's just his technique, the way he hits the ball, and it just sort of wobbles in the air and then it goes into the corner. Not quite the corner of the goal, but yeah, really good technique. I'm really impressed by that. How many games has Daniel Farke now got before he's gone? Because at the start of the season, before he even kicked the ball, he was already under pressure. Had a good start, which has kept him to this stage going. But I feel like if there's a heavy defeat here at Manchester City, I feel like that could be him done. I think he could be the next manager out the door in the Premier League. I really do. Man City averaged 4 goals a game in the last 4 games. They played against them 16 goals, and I'm going to follow the averages. I'm going to say by Daniel Farke come probably Sunday. Going for a 4-0 Manchester City win at the Etihad. Second game, going for Everton versus the Magpies, my boys, Newcastle United, Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. Everton deserved every one of the 3 points that they got from Manchester United on Monday night. Heroic performance. Every player had to step up, having lost a player in the first 20 minutes for a red card. The incident that I pre-mentioned before with Gay slapping, it's a tap, isn't it? It's embarrassing, really. I think a yellow card would have been enough. But they start to carry on with the 10 men. Possibly a rat to be hard done by there. But in the game, we got Michael Keane and James Tarkowski. They bullied Xerxes. They bullied him. Every time you saw him trying to get past, they just knocked him out of their way. Up for the headers, took him out to the point where Xerxes was coming deeper and deeper and deeper just to try and get a touch of the ball. Didn't want to get involved with them two big lads. And that ultimately made them suffer out the pitch when they did get up the pitch. When they're going up. Pickford, what a phenomenal save he made in the second half to keep it at 1-0. And it showed where the club endeavoured to get him on a new contract and keep him at the club. You can't replace goalkeepers like that at a club like Everton very easily, ultimately, whatever the price you'd have to pay. And Jack Grealish again showed his experience, his winning experience, winning free kicks, taking the clock, winding the clock down. He looked like he was absolutely loving it, to be honest, didn't he? He's smiling. No pressure. Didn't feel like he's got any pressure on him at all, and he's just his natural self, and that's a good thing to see. And at the end of the game, you see him in the tunnel. With Tuchel. Was that a little conversation about a call for England? Very late in the day, but could happen. And then the goal itself, Dewsbury Hall, questions over Lamenz's feet. He's in the air as the ball's hit. Then he can't readjust to go the way he wants to go, unsighted. Newcastle would have felt a hell of a lot more confident about this game after beating Man City, but we just got smashed by Marseille in the second half last night. And yeah, away games again. It's just, I don't know what's going on. We're winless in 9 Premier League games as well. We look like lions in front of the Toon Army at St James's Park, but like kittens away from home. Anywhere south of Durham services, it's frightening how bad we are. It doesn't even look like there's 50% more of the passion that we've got at home than we're away from home. It's scary. I think it's time to drop Nick Pope. I think he's detrimental to the team at the moment. Give Ramsdale a chance. Well, that's the team is losing. Get him in. I just think get him in. Voltemade back in the team hopefully, and Hall and Tino Livramento with stars against City. Get them in at full back. Get them pushing up the pitch. Hopefully create stuff from there as well from out wide. Newcastle to enter the elite ranks the way we want to be. You want to be in the top 3, 4, winning titles, winning Champions Leagues in the future. It won't happen soon, but ultimately you've got to be consistent in every game, not just at home, every single game, like Man City have been for 7-8 years, like Liverpool have been, like Arsenal are doing at the moment. Can't keep getting away with losing away from home. There's only so much that the ball will take, unfortunately, Eddie. Again, hard to back Newcastle away from home. They're going to go for a 1-1 draw. Game 3 of the featured 5 this week is Palace versus Manchester United, Sunday. Very early kick-off, 12 o'clock. Palace, comfortable win for the whipping boys of the Premier League against Wolves. Lovely 2-0 win. Seemed to recover after a little stumble. They went obviously so many games, club record games unbeaten, and then lost a couple. Everton, Arsenal, which a lot of people have lost to Arsenal. But they seem to have picked up again now, and they're doing really well. Back into 5th place in the league, higher than they'd have anticipated perhaps at the start of the year. And only Arsenal have tasted defeat less in the Premier League than Palace. Only lost 2 of their 12 games. I just get the feeling with Crystal Palace that on the day they can just beat anybody. The team, togetherness, you see them on the pitch, all fighting for each other. They play with a nice style. They've got the 3-4-3 formation down to a T. They're just a very physical team, very tough team to beat and create anything against, and that gets you far. In January, I think they'll be turning off all the phones, all the fax machines, emails will be shut down out of office because they won't want any bids for any of the players. The likes of Mateta and players in the team who are just playing phenomenal. Wharton's a big one as well, who's been touted by a lot of teams. Just turn off everything. Don't let anyone contact the team. Keep those players to the end of the season and see where you get. You could be in a Europa League place for all we know, or higher. This team's trying to not be in the Champions League the way they're playing at the minute, so keep going. Man United, wow, what a fall from power where they were. Got up towards the reaches of the top 4, and they go and kill a good thing with a performance like that against 10-man Everton team. They go down to 10 men, Everton, unexpected circumstances. You're thinking, brilliant. The trick is Treble is assert here. No, not to be. Dewsbury Hall takes the ball, set up by Delict perfectly. Bang, puts it in past Lamens. Good finish. Keeper could possibly do better. and then you think, well, still Man United should do something from here. But no, just kept coming with no penetration. The fact that Everton went down to 10 men, United started the game with 3 centre backs. They've got Barry, who's out of form, can't score from 10 yards away with an empty goal in pretty much any game. Couldn't hit a banjo from 5 paces. I don't know what the saying is. I'm trying to think of it, but and they go 3-on-1 against him. I'm thinking, well, what a waste of a play. Just go 2 in, just go 1 tight, 1 behind, pushing a player up the pitch, or change it for another midfielder, get another midfielder on. Didn't happen. And if I can see that, and other fans can see that, how can Amram and all his coaching team that are there with him not see that? Gary Neville was pulling his hair out in the commentary box. Luke Shaw was just a statue. Robbo was saying he should get Luke Shaw in the England team. That's how out of touch Robbo is. Luke Shaw was awful. Poor Fernandes is playing in a quarterback role, sitting so deep all game. He's more lethal when he's up at the edge of the box, scoring from the edge of the box, scoring goals, creating little passes in. He was just ineffective where he played. Mason Mount on the bench. Yes, Diallo's a good player, but Mason Mount has been key to the recent transformation of United's good form, and he's on the bench, sat on the bench. Comes on late on, but it's a little bit too late to change the game. Mason Mount, get him in the team, as I said last week. I bigged him up last week. Doesn't even start the game. Particularly when Cunha and Sesko were out, get him in there. Missed open goal to go into the top 4 spots. They would have gone into the top 4 with a win. It didn't happen. And another defeat is very possible here. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace to win 2-1 on Sunday. Game 4 sees West Ham at home to struggling Liverpool. Who would have thought that? We'd be saying that a couple of months ago. Sunday, 2:05 kick-off. Not sure why it's 2:05. 2-0 old boy, Callum Wilson. Got a couple of goals against his other old team, Premier League team, Bournemouth. Rolling back the years, Callum Wilson. And he put West Ham in a really strong spot at half-time, Bournemouth. I did back West Ham to win that game, actually, as well. But the reason I did that is because Semenyo was missing for Bournemouth, and I think he's there, the main talisman. But they came back fighting Bournemouth second half and had 28 shots in total, 10 on target in the game. West Ham were clinching on by the skin of their teeth. Got a point in the end, which possibly they'd have taken at the start of the game, but I think ultimately Nuno will want them to be doing bigger things and winning more games soon. It's got a little bit more creativity in the attacking roles, playing obviously a recognised striker helps with that. Probably lacking a lead striker. Wilson's not going to play enough games this season for him to prove that in the last couple of years at Newcastle. He can't do it. They've only got 1 clean sheet, West Ham, this season in the Premier League, and that was against Nuno's team when he was at Nottingham Forest way back in August, at the end of August. They've managed to fall Nottingham Forest out of the bottom 3 though with recent results, unbeaten in 3. But they've got to find a way to protect Areola and goals better because shots raining in, conceding too many goals. I think a central defensive midfielder is a prime target for them in January, as well as probably a lead striker as well. If they've got money to spend, those are the 2 areas I would say they need to improve on. Liverpool, how do you solve a problem like a £446 million summer transfer kitty falling flat on its face? It's tough. But personally, seeing Isak struggle as much as Newcastle are struggling, to be fair, it's not a painful thing for me, because if he had been hitting the ground running and Newcastle were playing terribly, I'd have been like, yeah, well, it just shows we're missing him, but hasn't gone quite like that. But I'm just baffled why Katiki still isn't starting games for them after his really good run at the start of the season. They're so desperate to get Isak in the team after the money they spent. It's the detriment of not having Ekitike in there, and you've got then Salah not playing well either. Salah and Van Dijk sign a new contract, and then they just go AWOL. And yeah, he's been getting a bit of stick, Salah, as well, from Carragher in particular. You know, he doesn't come out in the press conferences when they're losing and things are tough as a senior player. He just comes out when he wants a new contract, or he's got man of the match. It's true. It's absolutely true. Don't normally agree with Carragher, but he's spot on with that. I was laughed at by a Liverpool fan after did a little video after the transfer window shut. Said that Liverpool, even though they were winning at that point, they'd won every game, they might struggle because they're going to run out of defenders, or defenders will lose form. Lo and behold, bang, that's what's happened. Van Dijk's out of form, Konate's out of form, Gomez is never really available, and the young lad, the Italian lad, got injured as well for the season. It's come back to haunt you, hasn't it? So Laughing Boy isn't laughing anymore. I can't remember his name, sorry. But yeah, I'd love a Mark Gay right about now to try and help you turn things around. I feel like it's going to be a scrappy game again. A lot of goals, and I think Liverpool might just edge it. Going for a Van Dijk 95th minute winner in a 3-2 Liverpool win. Could go very wrong for Liverpool though again. And the last game of my featured 5, the big one, it's another London derby, Chelsea versus Arsenal, 4:30 Sunday. Chelsea beating 10-man Barcelona at home is one thing. Going and beating Arsenal again in the same game week is quite another. Arsenal, one of the probably the best 2 teams in Europe at the moment, on with Bayern Munich on all consistency, on form. Yes, can Chelsea do it again? Can they go back to the well and do it again? Only 1 in 12 games in all competitions have Chelsea beaten Arsenal. 1 in 12. And the last home win in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge versus Arsenal was way back, well before Arteta's reign in August 2018. For Chelsea's doubts over whether Palmer's return, he stubbed his toe at home. I don't know how you managed to do that when you're a footballer. Sure, you've got better control of your own feet. Obviously, he's had a bit of a mare there, but I did hear he got a broken toe. I don't know if that's true. There's talk of him being back this weekend. I think if he broke his toe, he wouldn't be back. There's no chance. Delap came back and scored a goal versus Barcelona. It's good for his confidence and giving him a boost. He needs goals as a striker. And there's doubts over the amount of defensive quality still as Chelsea, as I say every week. But if they do shock Arsenal, we'll be having a different conversation next week because they'll only be 3 points behind Arsenal, which is incredible, really. We'll be having a completely different conversation, as I say. Arsenal to fail from this position would be catastrophic. All main rivals struggling. Manchester City can't string wins together, inconsistent. Liverpool, absolutely shocking, already lost. Is it 6 games now? 7 games? 6 games, isn't it? They've won 6. Won 6, lost 6. And not many teams win a Premier League after losing 6 games. So got another 20 odd games to go, 26 games to go. I say the same thing about Arsenal every year. I say they're going to choke in February. And usually they do. And they do, as they've done every year. I just feel this time it's a little bit different. It just feels different this time. You're looking at Arteta, he's very relaxed, he looks confident, his press conferences, he's having a joke and a laugh. He's just really confident with his team, and why wouldn't you be at the moment? Even with key players out, they're just cruising games, making it look easy. And that's massive because the players will follow suit. If the manager's looking confident and he's in control, your squad's going to be in control as well. I really like that. And unlike Liverpool, all of his signings have worked for them this season. So Mendy, obviously Gokeres is working out as well when he's been in the team and he's been fit. The defenders, Alexa Mosquera's come in and is deputising for Gabriel so he wouldn't get injured. And Eze could just be the best of the lot. Currently, could be the best of the lot. Fantastic performance against Spurs. Going to go with the like I did against Spurs for Arsenal. Going to go with the head-to-head record again. Going to back Arsenal to win 2-1 at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. Quick drink before I do the trickies, quick pickies. Lovely old speckled hen. So, let's do this quick. Brentford versus Burnley. Going to go for a Brentford home win at 2-1. Burnley still not very good away from home. Sunderland versus Bournemouth. Hate to back the Mackhams, particularly when I am wearing my Newcastle shirt, my Bruno shirt. But Bournemouth again, possibly without Semenyo, definitely without Kluivert. Sunderland's home form, absolutely terrific. Sunderland are going to go for 2-0 to Sunderland. Spurs back at home versus Fulham. Spurs have struggled at home. And Fulham have been struggling all season in the league. And I think Spurs owe the fans after their performance against Arsenal. It's very, very inconsistent. But I'm going to go for Spurs. Confident to go for Spurs 3-0 win. I just feel like we're pulling out the bag. Midlands Derby, Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's a very one-sided affair, I feel. Villa on the massive up. Wolves just haven't won a game, and I can't see them winning this one. Going to go for a very, very, very confident 4-0 Aston Villa win. Morgan Rogers probably score again. And the last game I'm going to pick for the week, Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Sean Dyche's man, I'm going to go for a 1-0 home win to Nottingham Forest. Right, remember, don't forget to put your results, your score predictions in the comments after this video, after you watch the video. You get 1 point for a correct result, and you get 3 points if you get that game, the score correct for that game, the whole score. So don't forget to do that in the comments. See if you can beat Tricky's Prickies for the week. Right, Tricky's treble. Manchester United, Robbo's Red Devils, they didn't get the memo and they've let me down for the treble with the last game of the week, with the worst showing this season. So it would have been £30. Winnings 15 in the pot for Dimension UK, didn't happen. 13th time lucky maybe again this week. Hopefully 13 is a lucky number. So here are the picks. Going to go for Manchester City to beat Leeds. You'd think that'd be a banker's coupon banker, that one, but Aston Villa to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then I'm going to go for the big game to just boost the odds a little bit. I'm going to go for Arsenal to beat Chelsea. So Ladbrokes bet, an odds boost bet, £5 stake returns £22 and 9 pence. Half the winnings, should it happen, please happen. £11 and 5 pence to Dementia UK. It is 1 year this month since my Grandma Barb passed away as well. So it would be nice just to get some money in the pot in this month. It's the last opportunity, isn't it, this weekend? So dedicating this show to Grandma Barb as well. And that's it. Thank you for sticking with me. So far this season, it's game week 13 and you're still watching, a lot of you. It's great, getting a few subscribers coming in. Hello to new subscribers as well, thank you for joining me. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you do watch the channels, you get the up-to-date videos. I've got my shorts going on at the moment as well. I'm also on TikTok if you want TikTok the shorter videos instead of the long ones. Thanks for supporting me, and don't forget to put your comment, as I say before, comment your score predictions. If anyone wants to actually do a video with me, one of these videos with me, and you've got teams or your local, one of the mates, that's not Robbo, give you a chance, Robbo, then do get in touch. Also got email, offside and on tap at gmail.com. And good luck to your team this weekend. Hope they do well, whether they're Premier League or Sunday League. Hope you win. Have a great week, everyone. Cheers. Enjoy the football.